Welcome to Creating Your Memories. This is Luis Flores. I'm here with a good friend, Goerge Barnes from Q Fitness World. Thank you for being here.
Thank you much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, we're just gonna talk. I want to know a little bit more about you, your progress as a business owner.
Sure.
And let's begin from where you're from.
Well, I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. Born and raised for the last 30 some odd years. I moved here in the end of 2015 for a different position, and I moved here actually to be an interior decorator. I spent about 10 to 15 years being a decorator, and after which I've got some experience in management and so on and so forth. So I was recruited by Ruby Gordon. I met with Ray Ruby himself, and at the end of 2015, I moved to Rochester, New York to be a general manager at Ruby Gordon. However, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Much like a lot of businesses, when things change for businesses, also as management. So unfortunately, I was let go at that facility, and it kind of left me in a state of, where do I go next? I'm in a strange town, no friends, no family. I didn't know anybody. I was kind of by myself. So that's kind of where things picked up for me.
So that was here in Rochester, New York, or in Pennsylvania?
I moved from Pennsylvania to Rochester, New York.
So that story that you just told me, that was here in Rochester, New York.
Yes.
That's why you said you didn't have nobody here, so
Yes.
you start from scratch.
Yeah.
That's good to know, because coming from Puerto Rico, we know why have nothing, and
Yes.
just start going a little bit.
Right.
So I want to know, now you're a trainer, you have a nice place. I can show you this nice place.
Beautiful. Come check it out.
Yeah. So why did you decide to be a personal trainer?
Well, that's a loaded answer, and I'll answer it like this. I never decided to be a personal trainer. It was never my forte. 10, 15, 20 years ago, if you were to ask me, George, you want to be a personal trainer? I would have laughed in your faces. And there's no way I want to be a personal trainer. It's not my thing. I'm more of science and sales and management and numbers and data crunching. I love that type of stuff. I have a background in engineering, drafting, and business analyst. So those things really enthralled me. So I like metrics. How I became a personal trainer? Well, funny story. So I'll pick up where I lost my job at Ruby Gordon as a general manager. So, and this happens to a lot of people, they don't like to admit it, but this is why the gym, in my opinion, is so super important. It's not just the physical aspect, but it's the mental aptitude of feeling good and release those endorphins to really feel good about yourself. After I lost my job at Ruby Gordon, what people don't know, I lost 2 high-paying jobs back to back within 18 months and had to restart my life over. And a guy like myself, I'm very prideful in my accolades and the successes I've had, and to know I had failed at something was devastating. It took me a long time to really conceptualize, like, I don't understand. I have 3 college degrees, I'm well experienced, well spoken, pretty polished, but I can't keep these jobs. What's happening? The first job, they went out of business. That was H.H. Gregg. They went out of business, and I was the first one as a manager to get terminated. So that sucked. So there, I started fitness to kind of work off my troubles. And Ruby Gordon called. Great, a savior. I can start my life over again. I moved to Rochester, New York, again, November 2015. Yes, finally, I feel good again. Within about a year and a half, lost that job. So here I am. I have 2 children. I have child support mounting on me. I have a townhouse I have to pay for, a car note. Lost everything. Lost it all, again. So here I am, and by the grace of God, someone was kind enough to take me in and give me a place to live. But the biggest issues here. Wasn't motivated to do anything. I didn't want to be a chief anymore. I didn't want to be a manager. I want to make no more decisions. I just want to be a grunt, a plain Janer, don't know my name, don't know my face. And that was depression talking. I wanted to hide into a corner. Because now what? I'm not providing for my children. I'm not living my best successful life because of circumstances. Now what? I had to pick myself up, so what do I do? The only thing I had left to my account was I had a Planet Fitness membership. That's all I had left. It was a little $20 membership, and the only thing I could think of is go there, work out, and try and release the stress off my mind. Think. I could do nothing else. I'm so angry that I'm not where I want to be. The anger turned to frustration, and the frustration went from depression to unmotivated, and I just couldn't do that. So my rubber band here says, be you for you, and on the inside it says, don't stop, don't quit. And what people don't know is that these statements, they never came from fitness. Never thought about fitness, ever. They came from perseverance. They came from a deep place of saying, don't stop, don't quit, keep going. Because if you stop, everything that you love stops. And I couldn't do that. So it's about my kids. That's where it really came from. Just keep going. Don't stop, don't quit, no matter what happens. In that space, I had to be comfortable in my own skin again. So I had to just be me. Be who you are. You can't be anybody else. Accept and embrace your mistakes, but learn from them. So one of my biggest quotes that I like to use, change is constant, growth is optional. Choose wisely. No matter what you do in life, you can go through changes, good changes, bad changes. The option to grow from them, that's entirely up to you. So you'll have to decide what you want to do. I chose to carry on. I found that Planet Fitness had an opening. They needed a weekend closer, a weekend opener. I'm an early bird. So anybody who knows me, I'm up at 5 a.m., 5:30, like, let's go, let's get it.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, I'm kicking ass and ready to rock and roll. Let's train. So I wasn't a trainer yet. I was just a staff person. Hi, welcome to Planet Fitness. Scan. Man, watch the tanning bed for you. Okay, great. I didn't want anybody to know my name. I didn't feel the value within myself because I had so much defeat.
Yeah.
So here it is. I have a warrant for my arrest because child support obviously is behind, and I'm doing the best that I can, and it wasn't enough.
It's not enough, yeah.
No, making $10 an hour at Planet Fitness is definitely not the ideal thing to support yourself or a kid, 2 kids. So the training position opened up.
Okay.
And when it opened up, can I try for that? And the manager goes, his name's David, by the way, is in the Arundecoy Planet Fitness. He goes, well, have you trained before? I said, I've never trained before. I played football, basketball. I know how to train, but I never trained anyone else. Mm-hmm. So he said, well, the position's $12 an hour and you get more hours. I was happy. I jumped for joy because it felt like just the smallest of little things put a feather in my cap to make me feel just a little bit better. But here's something I didn't know. Fun story. Within a year, I became the #1 trainer of all Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. I was so busy in there, and I loved what I did so much, they hired an assistant to help me. Her name's Lindsay. So, Lindsay, if you're watching this, shout out to you. It was amazing, and I felt alive again. I had a purpose, and it wasn't about the money. It's never been about the money. It's about helping people. And as I saw, I'm changing lives. It felt really good, and I forgot about the sales. I don't want to sell anything anymore.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. You have degrees. What are your degrees in?
I have a degree in criminal justice.
Okay.
I have a degree in drafting, mechanical engineering. I also have a degree in competitive intelligence and business analytics from Mercyhurst University. And there, I thought for sure I would go into the practices of the CIA, FBI, State Department, things of that nature. And I thought for sure, yes, let's do that. But there's only one problem. I have 2 children. Uh-huh. So I didn't want to move too far from home. It's very important to me that I stay close to home. What do I do now? I have this really fancy degree. I don't want to be a cop, state trooper. I'm not chasing anyone down. That's not for me. So that was done. Okay. The drafting part, I decided to do that. As a kid, I was working at GE in a co-op position. I was working with my dad in the drafting and engineering department, building 6.5 propulsion drafting in Erie, Pennsylvania. It was great, but I quickly learned what outsourcing was. GE outsourced all of drafting and engineering to different various countries. So me as an 18, 19-year-old kid, well, there's your job, it's gone. But I found it was so boring. I didn't like doing it anymore.
Okay.
I want to do hands-on, but use my mind. So what do? Go back to college, finish, and someone prompted my mind to say, what about analytics? Well, I don't know. What about? Tell me. Told me, got interested, and at that point, it was no turning back. Divorce, 2 children, no house, no car, nothing. Nothing at all.
Zero.
I had 0.
Yeah.
And many people will look at me and say, well, you had a great life. I mean, you've done so well, but people don't know the struggles that I had. And keep in mind, when people smile all the time, you're also happy and upbeat. Well, more than likely, they're sad on the inside. They smile as much as possible to feel better, at least give the image that they do feel good. But I knew that was a lie because I'm suffering on the inside. I mean, what do I do next? So how do I use my degrees to get me where I'm at today?
That's a good question, because you're doing a lot of stuff here, a lot of good things for people, and I'm pretty sure your degrees really help you. You learn something so you can build what you have right now.
Yes.
So how that help you today on your whole business model?
Great question. Okay, so here's what happened. Planet Fitness, after Ruby Gordon, Planet Fitness, after a while, I got fired from that job too.
Okay.
Yeah, like, what is this? I can't keep jobs.
What are you doing?
Like, wow, what am I doing? So, long story short, a client there, one of the patrons at Planet Fitness, had asked me to train her son who was autistic.
Oh.
Now, during college, I did TSS work and worked with autistic children and adults, so I'm very familiar. I said, well, I can train you before my shift or after my shift. I can't train you during my shift, obviously, because it's the company.
Yeah.
Now, unbeknownst to me, I didn't think anything was wrong with that. I thought I'm perfectly in my will right to offer it's $35 an hour to train your son, and good. Well, she didn't like that. She decided to email it up to corporate, and when corporate got wind of it, I got fired for the solicitation. And my thought was, you're going to fire me for solicitation? I didn't ask her to train. She asked me. And it's a very bitter pill in my mouth because now I'm losing something else now.
Yeah.
Something I felt great about, I'm losing it again. How much more loss can I take before I just crumble? So I decided to say, there's 2 things going to happen. I'm either going to fight or flight. I'm either going to run or meet this head on. And I remember talking to the corporate lady and HR, and I said, listen, if you fire me, it's not going to be a good idea. You're going to lose business. And it wasn't a threat. It was really a situation where I wanted to say, I love what I do. Don't fire me. I don't care if it's $12 an hour. I'm fine. And so many people would tell me, you're way better than this. Why are you here? I'm like, I don't know. I love helping people. And what happened was, I affected 12% of their total business. Doesn't sound like a big number, but you take a 5,000 to 6,000 membership gym, and you affect 12% of their business. It's a big number.
It's a big one.
Big number. And I remember speaking with Zach Davis, if you're watching, Zach, my guy. He had said, he got in some hot water because they're losing people. It wasn't his fault. He was doing his job. He's good at what he did. But people were canceling their membership. And I got a call from corporate. Are you telling people to cancel their membership? No,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not.
some people just say, I'm going against this company. And that's a good way to just get rid of business of Planet Fitness or any other company. Yeah.
Right.
That's a good plan for all the people that want to do bad on their own, the last boss. Yeah.
I didn't do that. I said to her, that's your problem. I told you not to fire me. You did. Sorry. Figure it out. But what it did, it lit a fire in me so deep, so raging, so hot. Within the week, I got my business cards, I built my own website, and started saying, listen, here we go. I'm doing this full time. I can do this. And I started. And the only thing I had was bungee cords.
In your house?
Yeah.
Or you have a place for that?
I actually started training outside at Durand Beach.
Okay.
I would train at my apartment complex gym. I would meet people wherever they wanted to meet. And at that time, it was only $15 an hour.
Okay.
I was hungry to start business. But again, price didn't matter to me. What mattered to me is this and this.
Exactly.
How do I get this back on track? Because right now, I'm totally demoralized. I feel awful. I don't feel like my worth is anything. And it took a heavy toll. So once I start training and people start recognizing the skill sets that I have, it's okay, great. Now what do I do? I need a place.
Yeah.
I can wait for a while. I can wait. Well, I couldn't, because here's what happened. My apartment complex said, no, you can't train in there. You can't do that.
No,
Liability.
It's against the policy, yeah, liability and stuff like that.
I didn't like it, but I understood, and I was okay with it. So now what do I do now? What am I to do?
Mm-hmm.
Winter's coming. It's going to be cold. Can't train outside. So I had to stop. I had
That's
to stop.
your money.
I
It's
had
gonna
to stop.
stop too.
Correct. Everything stopped. So then I said, well, you know what, George? You have to find something that's stable, because you have these two beautiful children they're everything to you. All for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I signed on with New York State to be a private investigator. I have a criminal justice background. So, great, let's do that. Oh boy. It was fun, but it was grueling. I wasn't making any segue.
Okay.
For the distances I would have to drive and the hours I was working between gas, expenses, food, so on and so forth, I was breaking even. It was a fun job, but I didn't make any money. So that was done. I stopped doing that. So I fished around for a little bit, fished around, and then I found a company called Custom Fat Loss.
Okay.
Long story short, that didn't work for me either.
Did they fire you?
Yes. Fired again.
Okay, they fire you. That's
Right.
the end. Really, seriously.
Right. Okay, so before I get to that story, there's another story before this one. Again,
Okay, I need to know.
this is a really, it's a long story, but it's crazy because it all happened inside 8 years.
Okay.
So after I got rid of the private investigating job,
Yeah.
I started working for Ashley Furniture. I figured, the girl I was dating at the time said, George, go back into furniture. That's what you're really good at that. Okay. I went to Ashley Furniture, and it wasn't the people that I didn't like. It was the atmosphere that was awful. I started off in the Greece area, Ashley, and I wound up transferring down to Henrietta. Mm-hmm. The staff and I just didn't get along there, and it wasn't just I didn't like the staff. What was happening to me inside and internally, I'm fighting with myself. I'm in an organization that I know I can come in and be a manager because I've got the skill set and I've got the accolades to do it.
Okay.
So I felt that job was beneath me tremendously. I felt like they wanted me to do the song and pony dance and kind of just trickle me along. Mm-hmm. And my thought was, I was just a general manager at a specialty order store. This is Ashley. And mm-hmm. You're not that great. That's honestly how I felt. And I knew my turning point was when we had a training session and the representative was, this is leather furniture. And I'd been in the business for a very long time. And I looked at her and I was like, that's not leather, that's Durablend. What are you talking about? So we got in this quarrel really quick. And I refuse to have a battle of wits with anybody who's unarmed. And people say, well, that can be cocky and arrogant. Well, no, I know my stuff. I'm sure of myself and I'm positive. So we got into that little spat. Transferred down to the Henrietta store because that option didn't work out. And I can recall sitting there waiting for a customer to come in. Hours and hours.
Bored.
Bored. And did nothing but pure time to think on my head. It drove me insane. And the only thing I could think of, how do I get my own space? How do I get back to training?
Yeah.
How am I going to do this? I make next to no money. I have no income really coming in. And I'm being socked with child support. My checks were like $10 or $15, or sometimes, I was happy if I got a $100 check. I did really good in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's how stifling things were. And I kept thinking, don't stop, don't quit, keep going. This is difficult, George, because you're on the right path. I can think of nothing but opening my own space. The more time I spent at Ashley, the more disgruntled I got. So it wasn't necessarily the people. I knew my time was up as a furniture sales rep. My time was up in being in management there. Leave it alone. It's in your past. It's not for you anymore. Okay. So, about a year's time, looked around, shopped around, and my partner Denise, at that time, she was a client of mine at Planet Fitness. I met Denise there. Funny story is, my first day coming on the showroom floor to be a personal or trainer at Planet Fitness was the first day I met Denise.
Oh, the first day.
The first day as a trainer is the first day I met Denise, and she had no idea it was my first day. She came to me and she says, I have a knee replacement, I have a bad shoulder, I've been working on this, working on that. My daughter has a wedding to get into, and I need to get into a dress. No one's been able to help me. Can you help me? And the funny part is, I didn't even really know what was wrong with her. I was so happy to be thought of as someone who's worthy, or I felt important. Mm-hmm. I smiled at her and said, yep, let's go. We got work to do. Not a clue in the world what I was in for. I didn't care. I just knew I could do it.
Exactly.
And lo and behold, I got her into the dress. She looked beautiful in the dress, and her daughter's wedding was wonderful.
I have a question. So,
Shoot.
because you start training people, but you didn't have any experience, did you learn something along the way, like with the person that hired you there, or they give you some specific, basic training for you to train people?
Sure. No. I'll tell you how I know. Now this gets a little deeper in my own self. So how did I learn how to personal train at that time without certifying?
Exactly.
I wasn't certified at Planet Fitness. They don't require your trainers to be certified, so I wasn't at the time.
Okay.
How do I know how to train a body or the individual? One, I use my background in drafting and engineering. The way I see the body, it's mechanical. There's levers, there's pulleys, there's slide joints, hinge joints, and to me, I understand applied load, angles, and vectors. I understand that. So for me, let's do this. And I can watch the body intimately. You're stressing over here, and I know how to correct it. Okay, but now the question is, how do I know about the anatomy to correct it? Because again, I'm not classically trained. I have no idea. I'll tell you how. I have sickle cell disease. I have sickle cell anemia. I've had it since birth. It's a genetic disorder, and it creates excruciating pain, what they call sickle cell pain crisis. Because I've had thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, I say thousands of pain crises. I'm in pain every day. There's certain parts of my body that I couldn't use, certain parts I couldn't move, or at one point I was paralyzed from all the pain. I spent the first 8 birthdays of my life in the hospital. And because of that, I started to understand how my body felt and how it moved. So if someone would tell me they have pain in a certain area, more than likely I had experience in that area. I had pain there before.
You have pain, yeah.
So how do I fix it? So what people don't understand, when I have these crisis attacks, it kills my bone, my muscle, and all my soft tissues on the inside. Because they go from a red circle, like a red cell like they are, but when I lose the oxygen, the hemoglobin out of that cell, it turns into a sickle. So the idea is, if I took a sock, top and the bottom, cut the bottom off, you can slide apples in there. They'll fall right through. Those are red cells. But if I take a banana slide in there, it's going to get stuck.
Exactly.
That's what's happening all over my body. And it can happen anywhere I have blood flow. Anywhere, without warning.
That causes a lot of pain.
Lots of pain. To validate what I'm saying, I had a former client, African-American woman. She had 3 kids, and she said out of her own mouth, she would rather have natural childbirth again versus having pain crisis. And that resonated with me, because I'm not a woman, obviously, and I've never had kids, but I know how painful it could be. I've seen it. But having someone tell me and articulate, she's had 3 children, and she would rather do that than go through pain crisis, and people just don't. Unfortunately, here in the United States, is not spoken about enough. It's not. It doesn't resonate, and people think it's an African American disorder, and really, it's not. I would champion do your education and find out where it's from originally. It's anywhere in the Mediterranean areas, North Africa, Turkey, Sicily, Crete, all those different areas. Because of that disorder, I've learned that I had to take care of my body at an early age. I was told, or my mom was told, I was 8 years old. I had a crisis attack. I was in the hospital. I can remember them packing me ice to break my fever. And the doctor called my mom out of my room to have a conversation with her. Now, as an 8-year-old boy, most kids are nosy anyways at 8, 9 years old. You want to know what are parents talking about. I'm in grown folks' business. And I heard the doctor tell my mom, take your son home. Take him home. There's not much more we can do from here. If he lives to be 12 years old, he lived a great life. Wow. I'm 8 years old. I can count. I know 8 from 12. I know what that is. And I thought, wow, man, I'm going to die? I don't want to die yet. And in the midst of that, my mother came into the room. And I saw the look on her face. I'll never forget it. From that moment on, I decided I would never let her be disappointed again. I'm going to take this, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to fight it, and I'm going to do everything that I can. So while I was in the hospital, I would do math, I would do fractions, I would play video games, I would put puzzles together, anything to keep my mind busy. And that kind of garnered the idea of don't stop, don't quit. Inadvertently, as a little boy, I would never let the disease beat me. I have to win. I'm in control. So stunted my growth. I could never play sports as a kid. A lot of the things that young children were doing, I just could never do. Wasn't allowed. My bones were too brittle.
Your body didn't let you do it.
No, my bones were way too brittle. Way too brittle. But determination said, no, I'm going to do it. My 9th grade year, I can remember my mom saying she grounded me for the summer because I told her I'm going to go play football. And by the way, the 49ers are my favorite team, hands down, Niner Nation. But she says, no, you're not going to play football. You're my only son. I don't want you to get hurt. And if you break a bone, you could die.
Yeah.
I said, well, Mom, guess what? I want to be a normal boy. I want to be normal like everybody else.
That's early.
That's all I want, just to be normal and live like everybody else.
Do you celebrate your 12th birthday different? Or you have a little a reminder that day?
Every
or
year.
something?
Every year.
Yeah.
Every year I celebrate a birthday. I say, another year that God's given me to breathe life into these lungs and to do something great.
Great. So let's go back to this big place.
The big place, yeah.
That's a great story. I'm really impressed because you have a lot of stories that we're gonna be here for 5 hours.
Yes.
If we don't go to the
This big
business
place.
side.
Right. So how did I get to this big place? How did it happen? So let's speed up. So here's what happened. The hope and the prayer. I remember Denise looked at me. She says, "Listen, I believe in your dream. I believe in what you're saying. I can see it. It makes sense to me. If I get the equipment, can you do it?" Absolutely, I can do this. So with the last $3,000 I had in my bank, and I had saved this up, every penny I saved. The ironic part was, we went on Labor Day vacation. She went to see her daughter. I went back home to Pennsylvania, and we had just given up finding places. We couldn't find anything.
Okay.
Text on her text message, guess what? I'll see you Monday. I found a place. And she said the same thing. Guess what? I found a place as well. When we get back, we'll talk about it. Here's the funny part. We both picked the same place.
Oh.
We both picked the same place. We didn't know about it.
This place.
Not this one.
The other one you had before.
The one down the road. 234, 236 West Commercial Street.
That's the first business
Very
that
first.
you opened.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was only 900 square feet collectively.
Okay.
900 square feet. I remember I handed the rent check to the landlord, and I hesitated. I held onto the check. He goes, "You gonna let it go?" I'm like, "I don't know. Hold on a second. I need a moment." So I ran into the other room, did a quick prayer. I said, "God, if this is really what you want me to do to help people, hang in there with me."
Yeah.
And I got my sign and said, "Okay, here's the check." And gave it to him. I had $5 left in my account. No way of paying anything. $5. And with that, in a few weeks, the equipment came. I knew I was in a blessing phase because things that were happening to us, the desks were free. We found matting that were cheap to the dollar. Everything we were finding was within our budget so we can start this project. No business loans, none. No, my credit was garbage. Kidding me? I had a car repoed, I lost a townhouse, I lost everything when I lost my job. So I had to start over twice.
Right.
3 times technically. So with that being said, I launched functional fitness. And he said, well, why functional fitness? Why not just personal training? Here's why. And this is where my degree come into handy. My analytical degree came in handy because I did competitive business. No one works with people who have atrophy, who are injured, who are busted and broken. No one works with the people who say, you know what, I'm done with insurance, I can't go to the physical therapist and the chiropractor, but I need help. I don't know how to personal train myself, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want someone to pay attention to me. And most personal trainers are after able-bodied people. They don't want those people. Well, guess what? I'm one of those people. Because when I get sick, I'm one of those. I'm atrophied, I'm broken, I can't walk. I need to rehabilitate myself. I have to build my body back up again.
Yeah.
That is how I learned. That's how I learned. Through my own body, through my own trials and tribulations of being sick, of being injured. So I can relate to someone else who's injured, who can't walk, who can't stand, who can't bend over and have back problems. I've had all those problems. Not in their way, but because of my condition, I've had this, so I understand.
Yeah.
So what it allowed me to do is bring my best foot forward by saying, I care about what people do. And as long as helping people, I loved it. So here we go. Opened April. Put the check down April 15th, 2019. By June 2019, personal...
Is that tax day?
Yes, it is. Taxes, we're not paying you, I gotta pay this guy. Yes. So by June 2019, my personal life had turned upside down. So, oh, great, here we go again. The girl I was dating at the time, she found out some things that wasn't kosher. So, like, you know what? I'm glad I invested in the business.
Okay.
So here it is, December 2019. Okay, so we all know 2020, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So December 2019, I was thinking to myself, I said, you know, Denise, we only have 900 square feet, and we're getting a little crowded in here.
Yeah.
So we did it for the first 6 months, and then we thought, man, we gotta find another space. Ha-ha, that's how we found this space.
Now we're here.
Now we're here. Now we're here. Yes, yes. So this part we're in right now, this is the third expansion. The second expansion is over there.
Yeah.
So what happened was we said, oh,
I show you the pictures now.
yes, beautiful. So we moved in here and we thought, man, we were struggling to pay $850 for rent. Like, that's a lot of money. But we had gotten so successful and things were going so well, no problem.
Yeah.
2,500 square feet, we moved right in here. Yes, this is phenomenal. Let's do it. And had a ball. It was such a monumental move. Just couldn't believe it. I pinched myself. Like, really? So then 2020 comes in. We're doing good. January, February, oh boy, March. COVID.
Close.
Everything shuts down. The entire country shuts down.
Yeah.
How in the heck do we get past this? Well, here's what we do. Here's what we do. We're a private gym.
Oh, yeah.
So, therefore, I can give instruction more than 6 feet away. Well, that was the standard parameter you had to be within.
Yeah.
So, it's a private studio. I control my traffic. We temperature check everyone that comes in. We wipe everything down. So, when you get there, you see us wiping it down. Before you leave, we wipe it down again.
Yeah.
You always know the place is safe, it's sterilized, and it's clean. And we control people coming in and coming out. So, therefore, less chance to get sick. And which, by the way, we were good. We never had a case of COVID breakout in our studio because of what we do here. So in 6 months, we outgrew that space. We outgrew the first expansion.
So let me tell you something. Well, now you told me that, that makes more sense because I knew him on that process when he started here. So now that makes more sense because I thought you were crazy, to be honest. I'm one of those that were thinking he's crazy. But when I see the expansion, it's not just a nice and beautiful place. It's something that you needed to do because you have not just the money, you have the necessity to expand because that was a little bit small for what you need.
Right.
So how was that process for you to just say, yeah, I need more space? You have to invest
Yes.
because you have equipment, you have extra equipment here. How was that transition to go big or go home?
A knuckle biter. That's what that was. Because at that point we're successful. We're making great money.
Yeah.
We have surplus on the back end.
Okay.
And we're only in business for the first 2 years now. We have a mega surplus. Like, yeah, these things are going great.
Yeah.
Okay. So the space that we're in now, there was a previous training company that was here, and then things didn't work out to the next. They wound up relocating. And my landlord came to me and says, well, we have a big space back there. I said, no, I'm all good. I don't need it. That's too much. I don't want to do that. And I remember I was training with you and Esmeralda, and I spoke to you. I said, what do you think? What should I do? And I remember you telling me, like, stay where you're at. Be comfortable.
If it's not 100% sure, don't do it. If you think the numbers and everything make sense, I remember, do it. I maybe give you that advice, but at the same time, I'm thinking the risk.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's a big risk because you're paying a lot of money on that one, so you're going to pay extra. But if the numbers are right and you keep bringing people, it makes sense. You don't need a small space. You need something bigger. And
Correct.
here you are.
That was such a knuckle biter. That investment has taken us the latter part of the last 2.5 years to continue to prosper and grow. And with that, being a business owner, you have to understand you're going to go through hills and valleys, and you have to be able to surf those and be able to have a backup plan or let's think quick plan. This has changed. Switch gears really quick. And I think that's been our key. We've been able to be so flexible in switching. And what I mean by that is, are we doing group classes? We're doing one-on-one classes. Which of the two was more bountiful? If you're doing one-on-one, that's great. It's a bigger ticket. But if you lose that one client, it's a big hit. I didn't want the gym to be an everyday come in, come out. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah, you came from that.
It must be private because I want attention to detail.
Yeah.
2 things. You train with me and my crew, you can never say you got a bad workout, and you can never say we didn't push you to be better. That's never going to happen coming here. You will always be challenged and pushed in the safest possible way to make sure you're growing and meeting your goals.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest philosophy, and I didn't want a bunch of bodies coming in because with so many bodies, you lose the quality of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And working with people with atrophy who are injured, it was super important that I said, listen, I want every client that comes in this door to feel like they are the absolute most important person, because we're going to make sure we detail the workout plan, make sure we know exactly what they want, what they're up against, whether it be physicality, mentally. We want to make sure we're the one-stop shopping fitness center. Then I said, wait a minute, fitness center? Wellness. Mind, body, soul. It takes all 3. You have to want to do this.
Yeah.
For someone like myself, I had to do it because I don't want to be sick anymore. I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be on the couch or hooked up with IVs and pain meds and stuff like that. I don't want that stuff. I want to be normal.
Yeah.
So I realized when people have that mental block that they can't do it or don't want to do it, I use that to tap into their psyche and tell them they can do it. I started devising routines that are achievable and measurable, SMART goals. And as the client feel more comfortable, they're achieving things, they're feeling stronger, their attitude changed.
Yeah.
And as that changed, I would challenge them even more.
So let me go a little bit more for the business side, because that is great. I want to learn. I can learn a little bit more. How is the business side? Because everybody see you training,
Yes.
but they don't know maybe the struggle that you had, or maybe the success that you have when you achieve something, and you, like, now you open this area a while ago, and that's an achievement. So tell me a little bit about the business side, how you make decisions to say, yeah, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not going to do it with your team.
Lots of research. One of the best blessings is that, again, my college degree as an analyst.
Yeah.
I would measure everything that I could think of. Where's my money source coming from?
Yeah.
Do I have enough? Where are my balances at? And what's the current market saying? What's the industry saying? Can I make this decision be sustainable? Things may look good on paper and good numbers, all well and dandy. It's when you execute, you really find out what's happening. Business side, I will tell anyone, if you want to go into business for yourself, and I think you found out, really watch Shark Tank. It's really true. It's true. And Mark Cuban's my favorite. If you don't know your business inside and out and know the intimate details, you have no business going into business, because for the first 4 to 5 years, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
You're not going to make any money. Why? Because it takes time and perseverance. And I think that's the hardest part as a business owner, is the background stuff. Like, I don't train as much anymore. Why? Because I'm working on the business side of things.
Yeah.
It takes so much of your time. If you're a business owner, I would say make sure you have a supportive person in your life, whether it be a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whomever. This kind of business takes so much of your attention away. When you're a business owner, you're never off the clock. You kind of like rent it your free time. Like, okay, I'm not busy right now, but the phone rings. I've got to attend to it, because that's livelihood.
Yeah.
So how do we run this? It took a lot of trials and tribulation, a lot of trial and error. As an example, how do you pay for the water, the lights? How do you pay for maintenance of the equipment, everything else? There's a huge learning curve that you have to learn fast and quickly.
Yeah.
You can't afford to make big mistakes, because it will put you out of business. And trust me, I did feel like that. There are a lot of times like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Oh, this is awful.
Are you looking the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes.
How? How you describe that light?
How do I describe the light at the end of the tunnel? 2 ways. One, each adversity or each problem or situation I run into that's maybe difficult, it tells me I'm in the right direction, because it's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But what you don't understand is when you overcome that hurdle, it was really setting you up for the next thing you didn't see coming down the pipeline. But as long as you see a path, I see this happening. I see the clientele growing. I see the culture that's happening here. When you join us, we're like family. You're not some numbers or some client. You're family here. So we all congeal together, and I see that happening. I'm incorporating dietary. I'm incorporating coaching. I'm incorporating the one-on-one training. I even do body sculpting. We do a little bit of everything, and I see each program I've thought of is growing. And now I'm at a point I just have to put everything together and launch. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, because at one point I said, Denise, when this company grows and gets to that one spot where I'm no longer training, we're going to take off like lightning bolts. She said, really? You think so? And she said, well, how long do you think it's going to take? I said, I don't know. She said, I don't know, at least about 10 years. I said, well, it could. Well, we're in the middle of our 5th year, and it's taking off rapidly. The light at the end of the tunnel means I'm no longer training, I'm running business now.
Yeah.
I can no longer afford myself to be on the floor, because the business demands my attention to keep growing. I'm meeting new people, I'm meeting new businesses, shaking hands with really prominent people in the public. I want this company to be recognized, not just for its specificity, but recognized because we have a philanthropic part of this. What I want to do is help people in general. Here in the United States, we have the worst dietary ever. It's awful. I'm guilty as well.
Yes, it is.
But the light in the tunnel is having my own space, a complete wellness center with therapy for mental health, food, one-on-one training, specific training for sports and athletes, contouring, and much, 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 much more. And what I've found is that people want help. They want help. You just have to find the right help and bring it to them. And it's been super rewarding. And the more good that I feel that I'm helping people, the less I worry about the money aspect. And it sounds really crazy. And they say, find something that you love to do or it's not a job. This isn't a job to me.
Yeah.
I love what I do. And helping people has been the single best thing I could ever done. So when I get to that spot, and when we get to a point where we have Q headquarters, you will see my full dream into fruition. It will be one of the best facilities you'll ever see. You won't see anything like it. That I guarantee.
That sounds big.
lots that's happened here.
That's good. So that's a lot of information that I think business owners don't even think about. And the question I have for you is if you have something to say to the youngest business owner, could be a personal trainer, could be somebody that maybe like to train and want to expand and have their own gym in the future. So, do you have some words for the young
Yes.
personal trainer?
So for all you young personal trainers or your young, even people who want to go into the personal training business, let me say this first. Don't do it for the money. If you do it for the money, you're going to drown out and wash out quickly. What you're dealing with is people's attitude and their livelihood and how they're affected in life and the things that happen to them. So you're met with constant adversity and constant change. Being a personal trainer and wanting to go into the business, you have to do it because you really love helping people and changing lives. Start there first. Second, understand, prove your worth, not by your merit of what credential you have or if you went to NASM or ACE or whomever you went through. They're all great organizations, but science is science. It only works so many different ways. Know your stuff. Study. You're going to get different walks of life. You have to know what you're doing, but love what you're doing. Third, be prepared that's going to get tough and you're not going to make a lot of money. So if you're thinking this is a get-rich-quick scheme because you had a great body, great physique, that's not how this works. Your personality and your ability to care about people, to get them healthier, that's where you're going to come off, and that's your best bet. You either have it or you don't. Patience would be number 4. Patience is a virtue. It takes some time to build up clientele. It takes time to know your clients and what they do, what they love and don't like. And you're going to run into some pitfalls. And know this, you cannot stop a client from going to a different gym. It's going to hurt your bottom line because they're gone. Don't burn that bridge. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And as hard as it is to say not to be upset, because I'm sure any business owner in the training business here would agree, it's difficult when your clients leave and don't come back. Keep the rapport with them, because what you don't know, they are your advocates. They are your voice of reason. They are your word of mouth. So when you burn that bridge, you're burning your business. Don't take it personal. It's business. And last but not least, my favorite, you don't have to subscribe to this one here, but God first, always. I would not be here physically, mentally, and spiritually had I not done that. I had not believed that I can do it, and no matter what, He's here with me. I've gone up against some incredible odds that most people will say, you can't do that, which I've been told. Many people have told me that you can't do it. In fact, one sales manager, who I have a lot of respect for this guy, I stopped working full-time retail, went back to college. He says, you crazy? You can't do that. You can't go to school full-time, raise 2 kids, and work here. You're crazy. Most moms can't do that. And if you're watching, J-Dip, that's for you. Anyone who knows me and knows that name, J-Dip, wonderful guy, wonderful manager, but I want to let him know he put fire in my ass to get this done. Yes, you told me I can't do it, watch me. I'm going to do it. And I did.
You did it.
I did it. I did it. All I can say is, for the youth, have a direction, have a fallback plan, have an education. Don't depend on this to be your sole bread and butter. Go to school, get an education. If that's not for you, have a skill set that is reliable, that will keep you current. As technology increases, we are outsourced. So I would say, if you really want to do this, get some pre-groundwork done, work at a small gym, and get your feet wet. See how it really is. And then decide if you want to jump into business. And that leaves me, last but not least, my other motivator. And he doesn't know this, but I'm going to tell him now. He doesn't know us. So, Austin Affronti, if you're watching this, and if you do see this, I have your name. You told me something so long ago, and I don't think it was in a rude way that you said it. I don't think that, but I think what you did for me, you put a fire, a burning pit in my stomach that I had to come and show you. You told me that I don't want to be a business owner, you just want to be a trainer. It's easier. Me, the guy that I am, taking offense, you think I can't do it? Watch what I do next. I'll be back. Here I am.
Yeah.
So, no, he's a good guy. Nothing against Austin Affronti. He's a good guy, but I just want to give him a shout that acknowledge that was the thing for me. It fired me up and got me ready to go. I do recall one last thing. I mentioned custom fat loss, and we kind of got off the subject of that, but I do want to say this, and again, this is a testimonial. This is a huge testimonial. Dr. Matthew Bodine, if you're watching me, if you're seeing this, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The knowledge you've given me and the things I've been able to learn while I was with you are irreplaceable. But more importantly, it's what you did for me. And I never had a chance to tell you this, but someday I'm going to come see you and I'll tell you face to face. In my scarcity of not making enough money, I was working for his company, and it got out there. Now I am soliciting because my commission structure changed. I was selling in 2 offices, and now they put me in 1 office to sell. Well, I'm a sales rep. I don't have that many ups. I don't have that many opportunity. I got to find a way to make some more money. I got to do this. First time, like, okay, don't do it again. If you do it again, I got to let you go. Well, client asked for my card after a sales. I'm like, I don't think I should do that. She says, come on, just give me your card. So I gave it to her. And the minute I gave it to her, a manager walked in to see me do it. Damn it. And I knew it was going to happen. But here's a profound thing that happened here. Here's a blessing. Dr. Matt found out, and he labored over this decision. He didn't want to fire me. No, he didn't. I walked up to the back of the doors, so I was upset with myself, but whatever. And I seen him in his vehicle. He was kind of pondering, rubbing his head, and I knew he was making a hard decision. But he kept his word to me. He said, George, if you do this again, I'm going to let you go, man. I don't want to, but I'm going to let you go. And he let me go. 2 things, though. 1, I knew I had to do this business because I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
I had to. But here's the thing he did for me. He didn't have to do this. Sorry if I get you on blast, get you in trouble. But here's what I got to say this because you're a blessing. Thank you. He's walking me out. He's escorting me out. And, you know, I don't have any malice with him whatsoever. I was never upset. Shook his hand, gave him a hug, and we embraced us. Thank you for the opportunity. Sorry I let you down. What's he do? Hold on a second. Okay, when you walking me out, what do you mean? Goes to the front of the building, empties the cash register, takes all the money in the cash register and gives it to me. He says, George, I have a good feeling about you. You look at Kat, you're going to land on your feet someday. You're going to be all right. With the biggest flooded tears in my eyes, I believe every word he said. He's a man of faith. He's a man of God. And I believe that. He's one of the best people I've ever met. Really, really good guy. And when he did that, I went home that night, and then I got fired. And she's like, what? How many jobs you gonna lose? I said, well, it's because I have this dream in my head. I can't get it out. I have this vision. I eat, sleep, breathe this. I cannot stop it. You're gonna go down and file for unemployment. They did you wrong. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not taking unemployment. No, because he did something for me that he didn't have to do. He did that out of the grace of his heart and out of his faith. And I believe that, and I will continue to say it from here on out. That motivated me and propelled me past anything else. I learned from him. I got technique from him. But it was his humbleness and his kindness that won me.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that. But I'm going to seek him out. I'm going to have lunch with him and tell him, thank you. You have no idea what you did for me.
Maybe, I have to say this, maybe for him, maybe he didn't have the cash in his pocket, and he went to the bank and put it back.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
But I know, when he feels something, I say, yeah, I believe in you. That's big. That's something big.
Yeah.
Talking about something, experience like that, maybe I would like to know some feedback from people. I like to ask this because people have their experience with you, and maybe they motivate you with the feedback. Hey, I achieved this. Tell me something about a customer or some guy or a lady told you their experience here.
Sure. Got lots of those stories. But this one story I'm going to reserve for one particular person who's no longer with us anymore.
Okay.
Her name is Eileen Dimino, or Eileen Waterhouse. If you know her, sweet, sweet lady. I was her bumblebee, is what she called me. She says, my bumblebee's here.
Okay.
She never stopped trying to be her best. When I met her at Planet Fitness, she was already on a walker, on a cane. She just couldn't do for herself. But I didn't care about that. I'm going to help her. And so through the time, she got stronger, she got better, she got some hip replacement, knee replacement. She started doing good for herself. We lost contact for a little bit, and then she wound up coming back out here, and I wound up helping her again. And she said, you know what, I'm so thankful you're here. I could never have done this without you. I've tried physical therapists, they only hurt me more. I'm not saying physical therapists are bad, but her experience, it didn't help her. It hurt her more. My technique, my philosophy, and my tutelage got her stronger, dropped weight, and got her healthier. And she loved it, and it was such a wonderful time working with Eileen. Unfortunately, Eileen got sick. If I'm not mistaken, a kidney situation. And she had called me and sent me a couple of text messages. I communicated with her back, hey, love you, miss you, and I hope things are going well. And I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So about maybe 6 months later, I was kind of scrolling through Facebook, and I see her obituary. Devastating. Devastating. Because she was the first client that was really, really broken and busted, who cared and who believed in this program. And I took her from a walker to the point where she's walking on her own, which is a major accomplishment.
Yeah.
And she was so humble about it and just loved everything that Q stood for. And because she believed in me and she believed in the program, I've kept that right here. So every year, I do a post for her and say, Eileen, I'm still thinking of you. Thank you. Your bumblebee is still buzzing around, still stinging them. I'm still doing my thing, but thank you. I appreciate you in so many ways. And rest in heaven, and someday we'll see each other again. So it's just not the physicality of doing this.
Yeah.
You have to love this job. It's not for nothing. You're with your client hour, 2 or 3 hours in a week. 6 months, you get to know a person.
Yeah.
You get to know them, but you grow close to them as well. It's not just, hey, thank you, bye. See you next time. There's a relationship here.
Yeah.
And you develop trust and honesty. And now this is a place you want to come here now. You want to be a part of it, because if you're not, you feel like you're out, like you've missed something. That's good, because I want you to be part of a culture that we all work together. We all have problems. I'm going to help you. She's going to help you. They're going to help you. We're going to help you. We're all going to help. Yeah. And that's kind of where things ended for me. And I want to continue to grow that feeling, that philosophy that we're one. We're united as one. I see people as people. Think about it. We're all like toast. A little lighter toast and some dark burnt toast. But we're all the same. It's still bread. We're still bread.
Still bread, yeah.
It's still bread. It doesn't matter. So another client I could probably speak about in its entirety. It's so hard to choose. There's so many who have done so well. I would have to venture out and say, who's done so well?
One more, just one.
One more, just one more, and I'm racking my brain because there's so many people who've done so well. Okay. Elizabeth, we call her Liz. So Liz came to me with her other two friends, Kari and Carrie. Liz loves riding horseback. She is a country girl, sweet as could be, sweet as pie. And when I first started working with Liz, severely atrophied, weak hips, feet kind of pointed in, knees are knock needed, and she really didn't have any lower body strength to sustain her upper body. And it was bad. It was bad. Sacral was off, hips were off, and a lot of work that was needed. Speeding up 3 years later, man, that girl will get on that treadmill and she'll run like no tomorrow. At a high level too. I'm like, holy cow, I can't run that level. And since then, she's gotten married. Hopefully, God bless, they'll have a child sooner or later. But she is completely different from where she was then. Structurally, muscle-wise, I made a major change for her. Now, that's not discrediting any of my other clients that have come through here because they've all had major changes. Patty Wallace is another one who's done tremendously well. Tracy, she's done Tracy and Nate. These other, so many people have done so well. Yes, so many.
So, where can I find you? You have social media? Give me the address. How people can come over here and train with you guys?
Well, come down to 465 West Commercial Street here in East Rochester, New York, 14445. If not, you can find us online at www.qfitnessworld.com. If you can't find us through either of those, we have social media on Facebook and on Instagram. Please come down, check us out. It'll be well worth your time. Like here, your family, and we're here to help.
Sounds great. I'm going to leave the description below. The information in the description below. You have a lot of other stories that we can be here for hours.
Yes.
And I really appreciate this opportunity.
No, thank you.
I hope this place can keep going and building and helping a lot more people.
I hope so as well. My friend.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to come back and do another one at some point in time because I'm going to talk about the affiliates that I'm with now. That's another time. Because we're with
Say again, the what?
Affiliates. I'm with a chiropractic office.
You can just say.
Oh, okay.
Say affiliates. Which one are? Tell me that one.
So
and then we shake hands again and say bye. Yeah.
So here at Q Fitness World, we also have affiliate ourselves with different organizations such as Iron Chiro in Arundecoy, New York here. At the Lilac Festival a few years back, I met Dr. Larry Peshkin from Arundecoy Chiropractic, and we were doing some competitions during the Rochester Lilac Festival, and I said, come on over, come check us out. And we were doing slam ball competitions, push-up competitions, so on, squat competitions, all the whole nine. We had raised so much ruckus and so much excitement, we were drawing a huge crowd in that tent.
Yeah.
And Dr. Peshkin and I became really good friends and started to work together. So now he understands that I'm a company that works with atrophied people. He's a chiropractor.
He works together.
Yes, yes. So he works a lot with motor vehicle accident people. So once you get rear-ended or you get T-bones, your structural part of your body is off.
Yeah.
And once the services are complete, I sit with him and we go over the notes and compare with the client's approval, and they come here to continue strength building and get their bodies back into shape and really move and motivate. Because again, your insurance company is only going to cover you so much, and we're done, and you're never finished.
Yeah.
So who's going to work with you when you're broken? We do. Here at Q Fitness World, we work with you.
So I think it would be a good idea to have their information in the description too. So you can give me that information so they have it too. That would be good.
Yes, yes. Iron Chiro.
Iron Chiro.
Yes, my chiropractor is Dr. A. What's up, my guy? Yes, yes. They're a holistic outfit. They really believe in, I would say, hands-free technique. What I mean by that is not medicine intensive.
Okay.
More holistic and good for your body. So yes, stop by and see them.
Thank you so much.
All right, my guy.
Now we shake.
Now we shake.
Thanks again for
We
the
done.
opportunity.
Thank you, sir. As always, as always.
Thank you so much. See you later. If you know another business owner that you want me to have an interview like this, you want to know a little bit more of that business owner, let me know. I have the description below. You can call me, you can text me, and I go to that place and have some conversation like this. This is the beginning. Who knows if this is gonna be something bigger. I do in English and in Spanish. So thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Bye.
Till next time. By the way, Dr. A is from Puerto Rico.
Yeah?
Yes.